We hand curated some of our favorite entrepreneur success stories. A lot of people who started businesses from the ground up. Some people bought into businesses, but some of the most unique and interesting businesses and entrepreneur success stories. And on the program today, I have with me Josh Thorn. Thanks for joining me, Josh.
Thanks for having me.
So you got a really interesting story how you got into this space. You were a pilot for many, many years, a helicopter pilot. Let's start by telling our viewers, how did you get into being a pilot?
Well, yeah. So, I kind of been entrepreneurial my entire life and a go-getter, but it goes in ebbs and flows, just as anybody does in their life. I flew helicopters professionally for 13 years. That was a great career where I had the best office view in the world. I got to fly mainly in the Southwest, but I've flown in 37 of the 50 states. And from a helicopter, you get to see the world from a very unique vantage point. And it was great. I did everything that you would normally do, progressing to more advanced, more technically challenging flying, going from tours, VIP charters, to working for a multi-billionaire in Aspen, Colorado for a number of years, and then moving into search and rescue EMS in Rifle, Colorado, flying in Aspen, Salt Lake City, all over the Southwest, mainly Colorado and Utah. The corporate flight departments are one of those that always seem to leave first because they're very expensive. So that's what happened in this case. When I started working for him, he had 3 jets, 2 helicopters, and then all of them were sold, and I was the last helicopter machine standing. And it was a good career, but it saw its time coming. And then there's no shortage of jets and helicopters going in and out of Aspen, though.
Okay.
So it was a good career. And then EMS just kind of popped up right behind me. I used to live in Carbondale, Colorado, and I got a job offer flying in Rifle, Colorado. And it was an amazing program. It was the second founded EMS program civilian in the United States. Learned a lot, very challenging, but also very rewarding. The best flights were obviously search and rescue, pulling skiers out with broken legs, snowmobile accidents, people in the back country that it took a long time for first responders to get to via 4-wheel drive. And we would meet or take in Mountain Rescue Aspen, Mountain Rescue Vail, and work with the HATS program out there, which is the high altitude Army training facility.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat. It was a good path.
So then you obviously transitioned from doing that to buying a billiard game room place.
Very different, right? Flying a desk compared to flying a helicopter. Well, I had always been entrepreneurial since I was a child. I looked at aviation very thoroughly. I looked at purchasing a couple companies because I knew that industry very well. But I came to the conclusion that while I could do that and I knew I could make money, there's a lot of logistics. It's high cost of entry, high barrier to entry. And ultimately, there's safer ways that are less risk adverse to make money. And so I ultimately wanted to fly for pleasure someday. I looked at a ton of businesses, but I ended up finding one here in Salt Lake called Quality Billiards and Game Rooms. When I looked at it, it was a 48-year-old business. It had an extremely good track history, but it was just being run kind of mom and pop, very sleepy in a lot of ways. And I saw an opportunity to grow and expand that. So I came in and clean shop and totally turned the business in a different direction for the positive of both me as an owner, but also as my customers. Customer service is, I think, one of the biggest things lacking in most businesses in America today. And I think it's really the foundation of what sets yourself apart from your competition. So we really strive for that.
The thing that I noticed the most walking in after you bought it is that showroom is incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, you've got super high-end billiard tables made out of probably mahogany or some kind of expensive wood to professional tables there.
When I bought the business, it had been in the same building right across the street from Salt Lake Community College for 48 years. And my biggest first step and vision of growing the business was moving into a new facility. I said, we need more room. We need to have a better showroom. We need to make it more modern, brighten things up, and create more offerings. for
What
our
year was that?
customers. So I bought the business in September of 2019, and I bought the building in November of 2019, and we were moving into the building March of 2020, just as COVID hit
Wow.
national airways. So I remember when we were disassembling one showroom and moving into the new building, all of my employees are like, what does this mean? What do we do? And I said, all I know to do is keep moving forward. Fortunately, COVID, retail-wise, nationwide, everybody spent a lot of money and improved their own home spaces. So we did very well through that transition. It was a very big phase for us, and we do attribute a lot of that success to new ownership, new marketing, the new showroom, higher level quality customer service.
So let's talk about how you design a game room as opposed to a man cave. Man caves have declined in the sense of just a space for men to exclude everybody else.
Yeah.
Is that what you found?
I don't know if it's that part of the segment has disappeared. I think just the word man cave has changed.
Okay.
So
it's not common in the
it's more family oriented, and we're also in a state, Utah, where we are a family oriented state, which is amazing. So man caves still have their place. We still do rooms that are dedicated fully to men that have all their game room items with their cars and their Harleys and their super bikes and their supercars all around. So it's like a garage playhouse. We do customers' airplane and helicopter hangars where they're putting in a pool table, shuffleboard, pinball machine. So it's not necessarily dedicated to just game room, but they've got fun toys in their toy box.
Okay.
And I always love the ones when we're doing them in hangars, like we do Skydive Utah, and we have like 3 pinball machines in their drop zone in their hangar for, people that are going to parachute while they're taking a break, patrons, customers. So anytime we get to do stuff in an airplane hangar, it makes me smile because it brings me to my time when I remember the toy boxes that I got to go into where there's cars, jets, helicopters,
Yeah,
all kinds of fancy toys.
Cool.
Coming back to the design element, we work with interior decorators, designers, architects, builders, realtors, and we help them in all capacities that they need help. We will do site visits when requested. A lot of times we will just work with spacing of a room, pictures, video, and we have game room planning charts to where we can actually plot out the items in the room. My biggest thing is I never want to oversaturate a room or make a room feel clustered or too tight. I'm a big believer in flow and the energy of that room being useful and playful. So if you feel tight and overburdened in a room, it's not going to feel as energetically fun. So even if a customer wants 5 items and they can only fit 3, we're very honest with that customer and be like, we would love to sell you 5 items, but we really don't think that this is going to be good for your space. We think that these 3 items will fit. Here are some configurations of how, and we can do that, like I said, in-site, in-person site visit, through email, through FaceTime. We've done it all. If it's in a man cave, family room, or playroom, family fun center even, we can offer it. We've been doing this, come next year, we'll be 54 years in business. So we've really learned the sweet spot of what works and what doesn't.
So tell me about this pool table. Was that custom made?
Most of our pool tables weigh anywhere from 900 pounds all the way up to 1,600 pounds. This is about a 1,600 pound table. Everything that we do is real slate, 3-piece or 1-piece, depending upon where it goes. We never do fake slate, and we never will. But the Rail Yard series is a amazing offering. We've had customers fall in love with it so much that they end up, we're the dealer for Rail Yard Studios in the state of Utah. They end up getting a desk from them, a dining table, an outside fire pit, because they offer everything, but they did this conglomeration between Olhausen for the pool table, shuffleboard, and ping pong table.
So Rail Yard Services?
Rail Yard Studios.
Oh, studios,
Yeah.
That's just reclaimed lumber?
It's a great guy named Robert. He bought a rail maintenance facility in Tennessee, and he was like, what am we going to do with all this old reclaimed railroad ties? What are we going to do with it? And he decided to make a furniture company. And Olhausen Billiards is made in Portland, Tennessee, and they did a collaboration on these ones, and they're amazing. They really fit well in our Park City, Utah mountain motif, and we are the #1 seller of rail yard pool tables and shuffleboards in the nation.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you do just straight up furniture that matches the pool table?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of different options.
And you rent out the pool
We
tables?
do rentals of all sorts. We can do bars, dry bars, wet bars. But yeah, like it's really the design element is totally unique because we can have a customer come in and say, "Oh, I love that table exactly like it is, but I want blue felt on it." And you're like, "Cool, that's very easy to do." Then you have pool table and shuffleboard manufacturers like Old House and California House, where it's customizable to the ninth degree. You choose the size, the model, the wood species, the finish, the sights, the cloth. So it's very unique into what you can do of totally customizing these things. We have customers that even build matching pool table, shuffleboard, air hockey, ping pong table where they're all the same base and
Poker
lay.
table too.
Yeah, poker table too. Each manufacturer has different offerings, right? So they're not every single one doesn't offer every single category, but we have so many options that can fit in, and we myself and my sales team do a really good job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're the dominant business in this space in
Yeah.
Utah, but who's the next biggest
Well,
provider of?
we do have competition with online. There's no question about that. We have become more competitive in that space of matching online pricing, but we also offer the customer service. A lot of times, what we deal with is people come in and say they put a foosball table in their Airbnb for $199, and then it's broken in 6-8 months because renters are hard on stuff, kids are hard on stuff, and then they go, "Oh, I wish I just would have come down here and got my hands on this." And we can educate the customer, well, we don't sell any foosball tables that are less than 250 pounds, and this is why. We've been doing this for 53 years. We want to have a customer that's happy with the product, and we're not getting a call back for a warranty or a complaint. So we've gone through all those trials and tribulations over the last 53 years. We have tried new product. We're like, "Oh, this looks good." Comes into our showroom, we set it up on a display, we play on it, and we go, this really isn't to the caliber of what our customers demand, and we don't want to put our name, Quality Billiards and Game Rooms, behind this product. Let's sell this off at a floor model, and let's not order it again and not offer it to customers because it's not up to our caliber or our standard. The University of Utah, they came up to us and they wanted to put a pool table and shuffleboard in the football players' locker room, and they wanted to get certain products, and we educated them on the pros and cons of what they were looking at, and they were so happy. What we were looking for is what a 280-pound linebacker could lean on for the next 25 years and it won't break. And they were very
Tall order.
It is, and we're very confident.
They're so big.
Exactly, but we want people to use these things. We want them to play on them. We don't want them to just look pretty and never be touched. So we want to offer quality that we know comes with a lifetime warranty, made in America, and guaranteed from manufacturer defect, which is amazing. Going back to that competitor side, we always have to compete with online, but a lot of times people are like, "Well, look at this pool table. It's online for $300 less." And we're like, "Okay, but the problem is let's educate you on this. They're going to show up in a 40-foot truck or more. They're going to drop that in a pallet in your driveway. It's going to be 2 to 3 pallets weighing anywhere from 600 pounds to 1,200 pounds or more, and then you have to figure out how to get it into your garage, and then you have to figure out how to assemble it. What if it's missing hardware? What if it has a broken leg? What if there's freight damage?" Those are all things that a customer can go through, but as we know as a consumer, that is extremely time consuming and extremely tedious, and it's a headache. So when we're in freight and shipping, when we receive something that's damaged, we deal with it. We call the manufacturer, we get the replacement parts, and we take care of it. So that's the difference of a personal touch of having someone with full-time installers, full-time maintenance crews. We do tons of service as well. So it's not just that we're in the sales. Everything that we sell, we generally install, but we also service it. So when a pool table needs a new recover, a new cloth or new felt, as it's called, we can come out and do that. When people have a flood in their basement, we get called to come disassemble the pool table, move it to a different room. The remediation team comes in, puts in new carpet, dries it all out. They call us back to put it all back together. So we're really that one-stop shop for everything game room. And we're proud of that because if we have an unhappy customer, we go above and beyond to make sure we have a happy customer at the end of it.
What is the big difference when you go up to that really high price range above $10,000?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we get this a lot in the showroom. This is why we have almost 40 pool tables on display on the showroom. We have pool tables that start in the low $3,000 range all the way up to $35,000. Now, we're not selling those pool tables in the $35,000 range all the time, but a good example is, they're all going to be real slate. They're all going to be pretty much natural hardwoods. But when you get into a more expensive table, it's a more complex design of the cabinet and the legs. Then you look at the materials. Maple is less expensive than oak. Walnut is more expensive than oak. Cherry wood is more expensive than walnut, et cetera, et cetera. When you go with standard white push-in sights versus mother of pearl sights, the table, it's like an add-on like a car would be. And I mean, we have pool tables in all ranges, brand new starting in the low 3,000 and going up to any range. Most of our pool table sales are going to be in that, $5,000 to $8,000 range. But we also sell used.
Made out of, is this metal?
That's maple.
Maple.
Yeah, it's all maple. You have about 12 different finish options with California House. Very high-end furniture manufacturer in Sacramento County, California. We've been the dealer for them for about 35 years, and they offer a very high-end product that is very customizable. Same as Olhausen. Those are our two top brands for pool tables and shuffleboards.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then we also sell a lot of used pool tables. We probably buy and sell 50 to 60 used pool tables a year. Those prices start anywhere from $1,800 all the way up to $4,000, just depending upon the model.
To get just a good starter pool table, you do have to be in that sort of $2,000 range.
Well, that would be in the used range. Brand new, we're going to be in the low 3,000, and that's like, you don't want to buy a brand new pool table under $3,000. You just don't want to do it. Generally, it's going to be fake slate, which it's either called a wood top or a synthetic top, where people are like, oh yeah, synthetic tops play just as well. It's not true. Slate is the truest, most honed in product that gives you the most true ball play and the least amount of variance.
Is it because they machine? I mean, what do they do?
Slate is just the smoothest natural substance that you can get. Yeah, and it is machined down, but it's granular. Everything that we do, we use machinist levels, so everything is set up to tournament level play, and our machinist levels can sense a human hair. So it's very, very detailed. Come see us down at the showroom. We have an amazing showroom at 1865 South State Street. Everything on the showroom is set up for demo and free play, so people can come in with their families, with their loved ones, and test everything. We are Utah's game room headquarters, and we like to say, let's disconnect to reconnect. We all have our phones in our pockets or in our hands or in front of our eyeballs all day long, and really, what I think the human consciousness and the human experience is wanting is to reconnect, especially our younger generations that are having so much trouble with media always at the forefront of everything that they do. So what we've heard feedback-wise from a lot of our customers and a lot of parents is it's been so nice to have family game night. And we play pool for the first half of the night, and we throw the ping pong conversion top on the pool table for the second half because my son loves pool, my daughter loves ping pong, and it just brought us back together. We all aren't on our cell phones, we're laughing, we're playing, and that brings me back to when I was a child. I love all of the games that we play and offer, but ping pong is special in my heart, right? I grew up playing tournaments with my grandma and grandpa and all my cousins, and it was just one of those fun things.
Great having you on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great talking.
Thanks being here.
So to learn more about Josh and Quality Billiards, you got to pick up Faces of Utah. It's an awesome story. It tells his entrepreneur success story, along with a lot of other incredible entrepreneurs who've built wonderful businesses here in Utah. Our leadership story is on Kyle Whittingham and Brandon Fugel, but this is like the face of Utah rugs. We really hand curated the very best of the best. Go pick it up. It's available for free at just select locations. The best way to get it, though, is go out to utahstories.com. If you just subscribe to the magazine for $3 a month, we'll send you a copy this month. It's our December special, or if you become a member, you'll get this every single quarter. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.